What's up, Laurie C? What's up, Laurie C? Welcome, welcome, Laurie C. Hmm. Yeah, well, whatever. Still feel crappy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Well, here we go. Get this over with. There's your link. Come up and say whatever you gotta say so we can get this crap out of the way. Outstanding to see Laurie C back in the chat. So glad she's at home recovering. Oh, shit. Forgot about that all day. What's up, Benjamin? What's up, Savannah? Welcome, welcome. That's got nothing to do with Dory's so old. Who cares at this point? Well, whatever. Do what you gotta do. I mean, I don't get it, but whatever. Right. Well, Savannah's got stuff about from New Jersey. Yeah, New Jersey. I'll be all right. From Arizona that she did digging into. Everybody wants to hear about that, and let her up there. Yeah, I don't know why. Is everybody upset about shit that happened, what, fucking a month or more ago? I don't get it. But told you it was over and done with it then, so I could care less what they did, do, or don't, or are doing. Sweep what under the rug? It's over. It's been addressed. What? Why do you want to keep kicking a piece of dog shit? I don't get it. The only two people you're going to get those answers out of aren't being around, aren't around. So I don't know what you want from everybody else. I feel a tad better, not much. I don't know why the avatar won't come up, but no clue. Just don't get that one. Hmm. How did anybody side with them? This shit's over and done with. Okay. I mean, just gonna keep beating a dead horse. It's dead. I mean, really? No, not yet. Yeah, vitamins and some other horse shit. Cough got better today, so we'll see. Woo-hoo. I'll drop the link for you, Savannah. Don't know. You can take it too. Who cares? With all the shit going on in this country, who the fuck cares? Really? Care less at this point. Just hope we're on a different side of the camp. Yeah, I thought about it twice, but I didn't act on the idea. Been laying on my butt most of the day trying to get some sleep, but it didn't work. Oops. Oops. There you go.
Hello. Are you
Hello.
there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know.
Because
I
our.
don't know. I don't know why the avatars don't pop up.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I know you're sick. That's terrible. I hate to hear anybody being sick. That's. Is it getting better?
Yeah, I'm not coughing as bad as I was.
That's good. That's good. Well, how is everyone in chat? Hope everybody's doing well. I have been personally focusing on what's going on in Arizona because that was an eye opener. I want to say a week ago, Friday. And hi, Nurse Julie. what happened, if anybody is not aware about what happened in Arizona last week, I think her name is Berger, or I'm not sure how you pronounce her last name. I'm going to call it Berger, Jackie Berger. Uh, the Arizona State Legislature was holding a conference for the public, for people to come in and let them know exactly what happened in the Big E. So people came up and gave their presentations. Jackie went ahead and was presenting for an attorney that went ahead and she works for, regarding money laundering that bled into the Big E. I want to make sure I'm coding my words correctly so nobody's kicked off. And I'm sure this is a hot topic on YouTube now because of what happened this past week. Anyways, she went ahead and presented a whole list of money laundering schemes that were happening in the state of Arizona, especially concentrating on mortgage fraud and how it led into the Big E fraud. And there were some people that on the legislative branch that have questionable mortgage titles and that type of thing. So I was talking to Rhino earlier, letting him know that, a big topic of discussion tonight could be money laundering. So did anybody see it? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Mary, did you see that? Mary's always clued in, or Sissy K. Did anybody see that? I also put it in Rhino chat back when it happened. Hit Gal might have saw it. Anyways, let me tell you how they do these money laundering schemes, especially mortgage, since that was the main topic of conversation. The mortgage fraud happens when they go ahead and they buy a home. It's mostly a phantom person buys a home. It's all done paperwork. And then they end up and then they go through the title company and everything else, and money is transferred over. But all of these people are like phantoms. They really don't exist. Although some of them do. Some of them have illegal titles. And they also have, what do I want to say? Illegal titles. Oh, and appraisals. What they'll do for refinancing is they'll say they went ahead and added some square footage on their home, get their house appraised, and it's all paperwork. It's not like an appraiser's coming to your house and actually giving you a value. It's a person on a computer filling out the information on an appraisal that is completely fraud, and putting, upping the value of the house and submitting it. So it's all done through forms on the computer, access points, going ahead and getting into the system and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And so Pete Santelli has a show on Rumble. And I went there, and he went ahead and got a lot of information from the attorney. He goes ahead and interviews the attorney. And the attorney's telling him everything of what they had uncovered, who's all involved. Katie Hobbs has refinanced her house or has purchased new titles on new properties 9 to 10 times within a 5-year period. Now, that's abnormal, completely abnormal, and it's a way of laundering money. Also, so they were talking about different ways of laundering money. One of the things that I found interesting was okay, this attorney has been doing this kind of work for over 30 years. He's been hired by Dignity Health, United Healthcare, Honor Health, General Dynamics, and Boeing. Those are some of his very large accounts that he has, that he's done this kind of work for. So he was investigating other fraud and then found out about the connections within the legislative branch and all that kind of stuff came up later. But like he investigates payroll theft. So what happens is a criminal using a software system, flawed insiders, hacks, creates phantom individuals who are then uploaded into the human resource database of a large public or private employer. Each phantom employee receives a paycheck, which is a direct deposited into a Wells Fargo bank account. So Wells Fargo is involved in this because everything that he has discovered had to do with Wells Fargo bank accounts. You know, you would think that you would find other banks associated, but no, it's always been targeted with Wells Fargo. Therefore, portions of the money are shifted to other accounts. Other portions are withdrawn, used for other racketeering enterprises. So 5,000 thefts over the past 10 years by preparing documents, including fake employment applications to be uploaded into companies' HR databases. Applications further defraud the victim company into believing that an employee exists. It all looks great on paper. Phantom employees receive paychecks through direct deposits into a Wells Fargo bank account. So, I mean, it's incredible in how Wells Fargo is all involved in this. But what's weird about this particular part is back in 2011, you'll find an article in The Guardian that indicates how a big U.S. bank laundered billions from Mexico's murderous drug gangs. And it was all centered around Wachiva, Wachivia, Wachiva bank. Is anybody familiar with that bank? Do they remember this money laundering scheme that happened at this particular bank? And then Wachiva was bought up by Wells Fargo.
Wachovia.
Oh, Wachovia, thank you. So I was pronouncing it wrong. Wachovia. Okay, Wachovia Bank was all involved in the cartels laundering of money, and Wells Fargo bought them up. Well, they probably took some of their employees that never stopped doing anything for the cartel. So that's why you have Wells Fargo's fingerprints all over this too, is because of the employees that are receiving kickbacks or something from them. One of the other ones was life insurance. That was pretty incredible. Life insurance fraud. A phantom employee signs on for a group life insurance benefit in an amount between 5 to 9 times their annual salary. So you've got this phantom employee that works at this corporation that signs up for health and life insurance with the corporation, and then asks for 5 to 9 times the annual salary. Most employer-based group plans do not require medical examinations of an employee or policy or applicants, just payment of the premium. When cash is needed, the phantom employee dies. A phantom spouse listed on the insurance application files a benefit claim. So anytime that they needed money, they just killed their phantom employee off and collected on the life insurance. And then, of course, it went into one bank account and then it got filtered over to other bank accounts too. So the money kept moving. There's definitely a paper trail, just kept moving. And then you've got auto insurance fraud, where a lot of them are taking cars that are already totaled and purchasing these cars that are already totaled and then putting in a claim on those. So this is the type of thing that this attorney works on. So anyways, he was looking over mortgage fraud and found out that a lot of the state legislature people are all tied up into this. Now with the election fraud, I meant to say Big E, sorry. Big E fraud is rampant in the state of Arizona. For over the past 15 years, people have had access to load falsified default judgments into the Superior Court's database. You also, what was mentioned was these judges, but not so much the judges themselves. It's more or less the assistants or the people that work in the judge's office. Like the falsified judgment in Los Angeles County, the fake judgments in Arizona are used to financially damage those that are deemed detrimental to the racketeering enterprise. Since at least 2004, the running through the November 2022 E, they've been falsifying illegal transfers to funds on political candidates and campaigns. Some of the money travels through the phony mortgage schemes. Some of the money travels to limited liability companies, including political action committees. So a lot of nonprofits. We always thought nonprofits was probably pretty bad. So that the investigation into the Big E fraud is not limited to the state of Arizona. However, where it is concerned, individuals are impacted in the fraud, including elected and appointed officials, and run back Big E services. So if you know anything about Runback, and I do, it's a service that is being used in the state of Arizona to print ballots and other things that have to do with the election. Okay, so who owns Runback? Runback is owned by the Secretary of State's brother. So of course there's conflict of interest there. The Maricopa County database has no integrity whatsoever. Since at least 2004, ballot counts have been tampered with. The county's current computer database, which was built between 2014 and 2015, is infiltrated and hacked. Its architects specifically designed the system with multiple backdoor entry points. These points permit the uploading of falsified documents and the removal of genuine documents from the county court system and from the recorder's office. So they know how to get in. It's probably no secret since it's been happening for so many years. I wouldn't doubt it. The password is, sitting on somebody's computer. Beginning in 2017, the access points have been used to change vote totals and thereon election results. Illegal transfer of funds have also been provided to Robert Runback, principal of Runback Big E Services, and Jeffrey Elston, COO of Runback Big E Services. The phony deeds used in the scheme to move money to candidates and were created. For profit and nonprofit PACs are also were created to use money to move around to candidates. So nonprofits again. During the 2022 Big E, ballot scanners, printers, and 70 precincts suffered changes in their printer settings. The site being tested the night before the Big E. The changes and settings were made through computer infiltration, not manually. The uncountable ballots were placed in box threes and allegedly driven to Runback for counting. Now, I can remember seeing the video of these Penske trucks leaving and going back to Runback. The Gateway Pundit did that. From the information provided by what?
Nothing.
Okay. From the information provided, more than 100,000 filed in ballots and more than 6 million were identified by defendants investigators in 3 unmarked rental vans. Those vans were loaded with the ballots and cash to a private residence in Mesa, Arizona. Now, Mesa, Arizona seems to be caught up in this big time. Okay. It seems like the entire city of Mesa, Arizona is implicated in a lot of this. I mean, the entire city could go down. Now, I don't know if you recall or remember when I was telling you about the debt-based monetary system, when we were talking about the system and what we were currently on and what we were going to move into. Once you understand that the banking system is a debt-based monetary system, that means it is to create money. You have to create corresponding debts. So the whole system established in 1913 relies on a cost and credit creation before the last 2 years. The Federal Reserve would lower interest rates and create an economic boom. That boom would leave an excess that would lead to fraud somewhere in the system. That came from Edward Dowd. They did not commit the fraud, but the system in nature is fraudulent. It creates easy monetary conditions that leads itself to malfeasance and self-enrichment by psychopaths. The system has grown to the size that the fraud has swallowed up everything. That was Edward Dowd talking about our current system today and why it's crashing and how everything was going. I mean, and this just totally lines up with all of that. Oh my gosh. It's incredible. Yeah, I see it, man.
I didn't say any of that. You can pretty much say what you want. Just stay away from the sexual shit. You can leave that on the curb. But other than that, you can pretty much run your mouth all you want. I mean, no, but the question is, when are they going to start to arrest these people?
Yes, exactly. It's all being exposed for us to see. It was funny because on the Pete Santilli show, he calls Sonny Borelli, which is a state representative, and has him on the phone and is recording his call. And he told Sonny that he was going to go ahead and check every one of their, go into the mortgage deeds and start looking to see how many people have refinanced their house. Sonny Borelli said that he's refinanced his house 4 or 5 times, but he didn't give within a year period. So all of that is going to be investigated. We'll have to see. I mean, I'm just pissed off. It has to be done by us, by the people. I mean, there are people that are trained in this shit. And nothing, and they're just sitting on their ass collecting a paycheck and not doing a damn thing because it'll, or they're doing their investigation and then they're told to stop. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, I don't know. The biggest thing that I see is they're trying to take the United States as the global reserve currency offline. If that happens, then we're going to be screwed. But I don't know.
I mean, I get the point that we have to stand up and this and that and this and that, but I didn't think I was going to, that we, the people, had to do the full investigation. I don't know. I think what is it? Is anybody on here from Canada? Canada and England, that they have something where they can start where a regular person can serve somebody else papers, and then an investigation has to be open into the situation. They don't have a choice but to open up an investigation.
Well, I think it's a little late for that, but.
Well, at least he was, when he did the investigation for these corporations that he was hired to do and found all of this stuff, he brought it to what's the attorney general, what was his name, Bernelli or something like that. It took it to his office, and but there are people within the attorney general's office that were covering for the actual attorney general to see this documentation, because he was receiving communication back from the office. But as soon as he started receiving that communication, he really felt like something was off, and he figured that somebody was being paid to I don't know, shove the paperwork under the rug or whatever, so that whoever would be doing an investigation wouldn't see any of the paperwork, or there wouldn't be an investigation to start.
Could be.
Right. But everybody on that list, you got remember the U.S. Senator Christina something or other from the state of Arizona. She was a Democrat, and then she said she's leaving the Democratic Party because she doesn't agree with everything that was going, and so she became an independent. She's on the list. So many people are on that list. So as far as I know, there's supposed to be more information coming out soon. The attorney went ahead and provided Pete Stanelli with all this, like 1,500 documents for him to go through regarding the investigation. But remember what Mr. T said about the cartels and how he was trying to bring the cartels down. And I think we had a good handle on it 4 years ago, because the border situation, we were cutting into their money laundering through human trafficking and all of that, because it was reduced to a whole bunch. So, and of course now it isn't. The border's wide open.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, and he has said, now that we need to have the military go in and get rid of the cartel altogether, which is totally right. It's bleeding into 20.
I don't think we're going to do
I know
that.
15 to 20 different states have something very similar going on. I feel sorry for the attorney. I can tell you what happened to him. I'll go ahead and talk about what happened to him. Several years ago, probably 2010, 2011, 2012, something around that time period. Of course, he's been doing this type of work for a very long time, and he was all into an investigation on some sort of money laundering scheme. I don't know whether it was mortgage or whatever, but that's what he does for a living. Obviously, he hid an investigation that the cartel, wanted to find out more about or keep eyes on the whole situation, because he was basically honeypotted, just like Eric Swadwell and the Chinese girl, same kind of situation. So this girl went ahead and approached him and started a relationship with them. They ended up getting, well, married on paper. Let's just put it that way, married on paper, and they had a 2-year-old son, or had a son. When the boy reached about 2 years of age, he went ahead and wanted to go ahead and do a trust fund for the child. And so that's where it started, where he put in his wife's name, and then all this information about his wife ended up popping up. That she was involved in this document scheme that the cartel is running. And it's really her and her mother together. It's like a family business. They work for the cartel. They do all this kind of stuff. And then to find out, he was doing more research and more research, and found out that she had been married like 12 or 13 times. Now, this is again on paper. It's not like she had a relationship and she was actually married to some individual, 12 or 13 times as far as these people are concerned. It's all paper stuff. And then he did some more digging, and then he confronted her with it. He really found out that she was stealing information from him when he said he has like 3 computers at home. And one of the computers wasn't hooked up to the internet. And he was keeping documents on these computers. And he kept getting sabotaged. Let's just put it that way. But he didn't think that his wife was sabotaging. Not at that point. Until, of course, the whole situation of wanting to open up a trust for his son. But all of a sudden, some documents were disappearing off the computer that was not hooked up to the internet. So,
No.
of course.
No.
So now, wheels start turning and all this other kind of stuff. Oh my gosh. Well, then she went ahead and came clean with him about everything that was going on, but she wanted to get into the witness protection program with the FBI because she wanted to be protected against the cartel and her family. Well, he came home one day and she ended up being gone, and she took their 2-year-old son with her. So yes, he knows that they're in Mesa, Arizona, because the cartel is protecting them in Mesa, Arizona. So does he have an axe to grind? Yes, he does, but it still doesn't make all of this research and all of this information about money laundering and everything go away. That's still valid. So putting aside whatever happened to the attorney and his child and the divorce, you've got to put that to the side and actually look at the documents and then validate all of his research. And so far, Pete Santelli has been pulling a lot of stuff up because it's all a matter of public record, and things are matching up. So, wow.
Wow. Getting baseball size hail. That's pretty big.
Yes, you need to be careful because it's coming your direction. It's in Dallas right now.
Oh, that's nice. I don't know where you hide from that.
What about a car wash? Do you have a car wash that you pull into?
Not really. Not that's got like the little, I don't know. So is Fetterman brain dead?
No, we don't know yet.
They say they got to keep him alive till August 19th. So don't know. It's always such fun. Such fun.
Well, I found 2 more shows that I liked. I like watching Pete Santelli because he's actually calling these people out, calling the state representatives of Arizona and telling them that he's going to go through their, I'm pulling title records, I'm pulling mortgage stuff. on all of you. I figured you were doing something. I just didn't know how you were doing it. Now I know. So he's doing that, and it's funny to listen to their replies. The first one he has is Sonny Borelli, and then he wrote a letter to Wendy Rogers, who's supposed to be on our side, but there's a lot of questions about Wendy too, which is terrible. I really liked Wendy, but she's not. She's, what she needs to do is just say, go ahead and go ahead, look at all my stuff. That's what she needs to do if she doesn't have anything to hide. Now, Liz Harris is the one that invited this woman to the legislative meeting. So she has security protection right now. I think the marshals are guarding her, and the other legislatures want to throw her out of office. I don't know how you're going to do that. Yeah.
From any of this crap, but who knows? Who knows?
But it was interesting to listen to how you identify a false document, a document that doesn't really exist, or not doesn't exist. It's fraud. It's a fraudulent document. That's what I want to say.
Makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense.
But if anybody's interested to listen to more about it, and wants to watch the interview, it's on the Pete Santelli Show, and then there's Conservative Daily. Those two things on Rumble, you can find the interviews. I found them very interesting. I loved listening to the whole thing. Yeah, they said you need to take vitamin C, vitamin D, and some zinc.
Right. Okay.
Well, that's all I had. I'm going to go ahead and drop. And I hope you get better, Rhino. And
Right.
everyone in
I hope we don't
chat.
see
And it
none
was,
of
yeah. I hope to see some arrests here soon. That's what Pete was saying, is that the boom's about to drop, at least in Arizona. Well, I hope so. That's a start. Let's start seeing somebody arrested for this shit.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And I'm glad to see Lori C is back. That's awesome. I'm glad she's feeling better. Good night, everyone. Thank you, Rhino. Have a good one.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye. Don't know why the avatars don't work, but take the horse paste. I'm gonna grow a tail. I'd love to grow a tail. It'd be fun. It'd be fun to grow a tail. Could swat flies during the summertime. I just wish I could get 8 hours of good, nice, knocked on your ass sleep. Would be great. Been laying down, but it's not like you're sleeping. It's just like you're, I don't know what you call it. I'm sure we'll have a whole other show about us tonight, so it's fine. Whatever. Yeah. I would be sick as a dog then. Just drink that shit all the time. Drink nothing in like 4 or 5 years. Oh, I'm sure that's coming up. You got nothing better to do, so I'm sure. Whatever. Phew. I hate fucking snot. Get over, man. You hate getting sick. Bad enough when you were a kid getting sick, but it didn't bother you that bad. You get older, man. It just system doesn't do too well. Whew. Woo. It's hot here. Oh, my. Just glad now the wind's blowing good. Mm. 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 Phew, man. Phew. It's like this minute. Just use them forever. Phew. Mm. Oh, my. Got to go to the store tomorrow and buy all kind of shit, I guess. Phew. Well, I'm sure. We fought her on another channel, but anyway, fuck it. Shit gets be stupid after a while. Just kick the same piece of dog shit months down the fucking road. Oh, my stomach is so tired of coughing. Jesus. Woo. Unbelievable. Whew, not staying much longer. System ain't gonna hold up. Oh. Just trying to figure out what I should eat. Normally I've eaten by now and just really don't feel like eating shit, really. But whew. Shoo. Ah. Well, thank you. Yeah, go find that somewhere. All right, peeps, I'm going to get out of here. Not feeling all that well. Going to get out of here. Whew. Lay down some more. Hmm.